My name is Riley Jimson, and these chirp wheels are awesome. I think we're gonna take it easy today. I've got a snake that's going out, and I know everybody's done their videos on how they ship snakes a bajillion times, but I figured I'd show you how I do it. So if you want to hang out, check out a couple carpet pythons and see how I ship snakes, stick around. Oh, that felt great. Before we get into my little shipping quirks, definitely wanted to remind you all, go become a member of USARK. I'm going to be a broken record about that for as long as I can remember. Support USARK for supporting us. It's a wonderful organization that works for our legal rights to keep these things right here and a lot more. And they're constantly in need of fundraising to help keep fighting that good fight for us. So before you keep going, go sign up, become a member, donate, help, work for the greater good. Now, back to what we were talking about. I did want to show you some shipping things, but this enrichment thing has really become quite a lot of fun, even if there's some big names who choose to ignore it. I don't know why, but they, you would think that they'd want to be supportive of positive growth in the community, and maybe they're just a little slow to the get-go, but this is not a bad thing. So I really encourage folks to try this, and I do it a lot. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down a little piece of paper for this dude, and I'm going to give him some scent enrichment. I am not much of a mammal person. However, my significant other, my better half, Rachel, is quite fond of little fuzzy rodent mammal things, and she has a guinea pig. So I have collected a big bag of stinky used bedding with who knows what's in here. But I just opened the bag and I can smell it, and he's over my shoulder smelling it. So I'm going to pop this in there and we're going to see what he does. Alright, so I half expected him to dive nose first into that, root around, do a whole bunch of stuff. His tongue was flicking a lot, so he's picking up on it. but I'm also quite enriching for him. The camera is enriching for him. The lights are enriching for him. So there's a lot going on. But chances are, if I close the door and leave that in there, he'll get some interaction and some stimulation out of that pile of stinky bedding all day. Totally different from his normal routine. We do let him roam around the house, supervised every once in a while, and he has come across the guinea pig enclosure one time. But otherwise, I'm a little extra cautious about his predatory instincts around that little animal. So I'm actually going to close this door and let him focus on one sort of stimulus and get right into my shipping stuff that we are going to talk about. So when it comes to shipping, there's a lot of things to consider. First of all, you need to be doing it right. If you're going to be doing it right, you're going to go with one of the handful of really good suppliers out there. I personally use Reptiles Express, my one-stop shop for everything I need. All the boxes, insulation, cups, bags, tape, literally everything you could ever need for shipping. So Mike and Mike over there, that's the two gentlemen who run it. They're wonderful, really great guys. I've had the opportunity to meet Mike Arnold in person at Northeast Carpet Fest last year. Have not met the other Mike, Big Mike, but they're wonderful folks. They're a great company. There are plenty of other good companies out there. I'm just really happy with them, and I'm sticking with them. So what I like to do is to get my box assembled, and I will set up the labels ahead of time. You do need to have your U.S. Fish and Wildlife form as per the Lacey Act here, and you can print that when you print your label. Really simple, just cut it out. And then a live animal disclaimer. Now you can just write it on there, but they print it out nicely for you. I like to add 2 to adjacent sides, and there's a third one that I'll even slap on top with the actual shipping label, so it's clearly labeled on 3 sides. No mistaking that it's a live animal, it's labeled properly, and then it needs to be cared for accordingly in transit. Before I start packing it, I gotta put a couple holes on either side. If it's a pretty large box, you could do, one on all 4 sides, but 2 on opposite sides seems to work well to allow air exchange and any cross ventilation, things like that. If your animal goes to the bathroom in shipping, you don't want it breathing in just stale ammonia-filled air. You want some air exchange. So always good to do that. Now this shipment, this time of year, I'm not including heat packs, so not going to be showing you that, and it's not too warm to warrant a cold pack. Essentially, there are methods for those. I've never used a cold pack, use plenty of heat packs. Tape them up to the ceiling the right way, shake them and activate them ahead of time, let them breathe, then get everything going. We can cover that another time, or you can go look at the handful of other videos where people show that. As far as how I like to pack my boxes, I use this stuff. It's the same stuff all your teddy bears are made out of. It's just polyfill. Really cheap. This whole box was like 15-20 bucks, and this stuff has lasted me forever. So I'm actually about to kill this box, and I'll need some more for the rest of the babies, but for purposes of this video, this will be perfect. So I like to kind of eyeball how much is in there, and that's probably more than enough. I can maybe top off a little bit, but you got to remember there's also going to be your animal inside of there, whether it's a bag or a deli cup, so you want to leave some room. With baby snakes, I like to use these deli cups that have pre-drilled ventilation holes in them. You can also use snake bags. When it comes to shipping rainbows, I like to put a little bit of moss in here and keep it damp. But as far as carpet pythons and other animals go, they don't need that. So what I will be doing is putting said baby snake in here with paper towel, taking part of this polyfill out, basically making like a little Easter egg, stuffing the snake in the middle so it's nice and level, cozy, comfy. Maybe a touch more polyfill on top. Just make sure it's snug. And before I throw this guy on, I like to make sure I have 2 labels printed out, so in case something happens and if the box gets scratched on top, they can open it up and there's another label inside. So that will go in, close it up, tape it, and then slap another label on, slap another one of these guys on there, and make sure it's extra marked and secure. Make sure the tape is holding well, but there's still ventilation. You don't want to completely suffocate your animals in transit. The other tip I like to do is I will take these directly to the ship center myself, and I will drop them off close to the end of the ship center's drop-off cutoff time. Those times will vary for your location and ship center. For me, it happens to be 5:55. So I can get my animal there at about 5:30, and that animal will only be in a box in transit for all of 15 hours, maybe. So it's less than a day the animal spends in packaging, out of its normal conditions, this and that. Now, I always follow up with my customers before and after shipments, but the best thing you can do to make sure your animal arrives and gets there safely is pick it up as early as possible. If it's hot, have it sent to a hub so it can stay in an air conditioning building, and set it up the way the breeder had it when you get it home. Just make that transition as easy as possible, a seamless shift to your style of care. Let them get acclimated in that somewhat familiar surroundings before you then go and upgrade them into your style of enclosure. So that's kind of how I do shipping. That's how I, handle putting animals in, how I give them the best shot at a safe travel, and some of my little thought processes that I go through when I'm packaging and shipping. So again, there's a lot of other folks who've made fantastic videos, better edited, a little more, demonstrative of what they do in the materials, but everybody does things different, so I figured I'd share my little 2 cents on that, and that's that. So I'm going to let Rep Tar get back to his enrichment, turn the lights off so he can go sniff around and play. I'm going to get these animals packed and squared to go so they can go out this afternoon, and I'm going to get out of here and finish the rest of my day off doing whatever I want. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody continuing to subscribe, like, comment, share. Share this channel around. It's been a lot of fun. YouTube's becoming a lot of fun for me. And I know last week I said there's some big announcements. I think I'm going to put off those announcements for one more week. And then I will let you guys know exactly what's happening around here. So that's going to be it for me this week. I'm sweating my butt off in the snake room. I'm going to get cleaned up, and I will catch you all next week. Once again, become a member of USARK. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all next week. Later. Didn't I promise you guys we would look at some carpet pythons? And then we didn't? Alright. Male, striped, possible super caramel albino, ready to breed. 2, wherever her head is, citrus tiger head albino. Eric Burke produced this big female. Hesham Liz from Magic Carpet produced this dude. Shooting for him this year. There you go. Complimentary carpet footage. See you next week. Ah!